Okay, right. So, so good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a little bit more of Shadows over Loathing. So, yes, we left off last week, as best I can recall, in this baseball court, field, place of the doing of that sport, and I had no idea how to do it. So I said that I would have a good think over the next week, that is last week, in order to figure out how to do it. And then completely forgot to do that, so then I stood there for ages and let them amass loads and loads of points to see if that would work, and it didn't. So then I thought maybe you had to hit lots of balls in a row, because he said it's about the balls that you do hit, not the balls that you don't hit, or compasses, that actually seems to be in the scenario. And I hit a few, and then I smashed a hole in the board, and then everything seems to be best now. So, huzzah! Get over here, champ, and pucker up. Here comes the... hang on a minute, this sounds horrifically sexual, and I do not like this at all.
Hooray!
Funny, the compass feels extremely reassuring now that it's back to being an ordinary little thing in your hand, and not something held at your head by an oversized ghostly form from every cardinal direction. It glows, faintly. 25% item drops and meat drops. Excellent, this could come in most handy. To think you were ever scared of that little old compass. Laugh at compass, or say, thanks, coach. Some kind of Stockholm syndrome going on there. I was never scared of this. Not in the slightest bit scared. Honest, I'm not. Okay. Right, let's actually get back on with whatever the hell it was that we were doing. What's my current one? Oh, that is my current one. Okay, so what other things could I get? That which would help me out a lot in combat, some various different bits and bobs of armor. But I think that's about all. So I might stick onto this for the time being. Perhaps. A little bit of a callback to the previous character there. Okie dokie then, I think it's about time to go to bed, even though we've only just begun, but don't worry about that. I've got some applicants for a new storefront fixed up, over there on the other side of the Cola Wars surplus store. Oh, we're going that way, across the street, for you. Got a second one to pick up. I thought we were only going the other way, but it just goes to show what I know. The first applicant is 10 Things I Hate About You, a hat store, I presume, with a terrible name. The second is Advanced Pants. Doesn't say what they plan on selling, but I would assume that it's pants. And the last applicant is Truncheons and Bludgeons. This fella is real excited about weapons. I cannot resist a good hat shop. Mainly because I've never actually seen a hat shop in real life, because they barely exist anymore, which is a terrible shame. Alright, I shall get them moved in immediately. This is good. You put the crystal that Crystal gave you on the shelf. Is that clear? Crystalicious. Is that not the one that I was wearing, here? No, that was a different one. Of course, I am highly confused. So we've got the old rag doll, which must have been left by a previous tenant. I'm still a bit nervous about that. The weird rock from Dirch's yard, and the crystal that Crystal gave you. Why can I rub my crystal? I feel like I shouldn't be doing that on the internet. You gain an effect, twinkling fingers, plus 2 to magical weapons attacks, which is brilliant because I'm not actually doing any magical weapons attack, and it's about to wear off anyway because we're about to go to sleep. But never mind. Okay, this hilariousness has not ended yet. Alright, anything else left? I do not believe so, no. A fresh briefcase sits atop the nightstand along with a fresh note. Oh good, you wouldn't want a stale one. Particularly when it's full of meat. Now that I think about it, you really, really don't want a stale one. Congratulations on your successful shakedown. You will be contactinated with another request into timeliness. I'd forgotten about your terrible speakage. Dear. At least now my voice is mostly recovered so that I can have a better go at attempting to pronounce it. Oh no, another fitful dream. No. If you repeat a word often enough, it begins to sound like a real word. And if you repeat a real word often enough, it begins to sound like a fake word. But that's just a strange quirk of human psychology. Why is there a great big cement mixer truck flying around? The Museum of Skulls. A museum of skulls, evidently. Wait a minute. I mean, what for? Oh, you mean like, wait a minute, as in an exclamation of asking somebody to pause while you examine something. I thought you meant sit here for 60 seconds while not doing anything. One of the skulls is yours, and it's missing its teeth. Give it the ones you're carrying. Oh, is this from my early time-travelling incident where did I bump into a past version of myself who gave me a bunch of teeth? I have a vague memory of that, but I might just be going completely insane. Never mind, let's give these teeth to this skull, which presumably seems to be mine, even though I've got no idea how I'd recognise my own skull, even within a dream, because that isn't in the slightest bit mad. You put the teeth back in your skull. It tries to thank you, but you have no tongue. You're not sure what this is, but you are sure what it isn't. And what it isn't is a thing that makes any sense. Okay. Oh, hello again. What? You seem to be speaking some kind of Arabic language? Judging by the alphabet? A strange conversation is taking place here. Participate, at least as best you can. The woman scowls at you. You'd better have some good news for me, Terence. The good news is that I'm dreaming. Let me give you the bad news first. No news is good news. Good news is bad news. And hog futures are up 10 points and other such random meaningless phrases that you can say for reasons we don't understand. I'm not generally in the habit of surrendering to things, but I do like using this haunted perk whenever I get the opportunity, so I'm going to be brave and surrender. Everything is in order, Madam President. Good. The dam project complete. It is running at maximum capacity, ma'am, and you'll have all the electricity you need. And the interloper? Done now. My research proceeds apace. Surveillance has indicated that his last name was made up on the spot from the back of a disc, but don't worry about that. And his mother is Mr. Morris's sister. Oh, I see, yes, you're talking about the relation with my uncle. The President's frown deepens. Any relative of Murray Morris is an enemy of ours. Find him and remove him from the picture. Okay. Both Terence and the President wink out of existence with an ominous-sounding pop. And you are ready for this dream to be over. I get the distinct impression that I'm not having a dream, but I'm kind of slipping into some ulterior nether dimension. I mean, it's not uncommon for people to have dreams about nethers, but I feel we should probably just move swiftly on and see if anyone's going to climb through our window this morning. I do hope not. Oh, I forgot to open my briefcase and remove my meat! Again with the analogies. That's a lot of money. Indeed, it is nice to have additional spondylix to hand. Okay, let me rub the crystal for my magical weapon attacks. And then let me battle with this skeleton of Chewbacca over here. And now we can get on with life. How are you feeling? I'm fine, I guess. I keep having these wild dreams. Oh, like the one where you're driving a car but you're in the back seat and can't reach any of the controls? No, most of the dreams that I have when I'm driving a car are me being wildly out of control of the car and having a horrific accident and dying. But never mind. I can't remember very clearly, but I think it was weirder than that. Oh, I really hate that one. Anyway, I found the next cursed thing. It's a hardcover book about yay big. It is somewhere on the campus of the Seaside Institute of Technology in Porkham. Are you ready to go? I haven't even brushed my teeth yet. People did brush their teeth back in the 1920s, I can't remember. I'm sure you'll be able to find some coffee when you got there. They probably invented some sort of high-powered science coffee or something. Alright. Do you have a map of the place? No, but it's a college campus, so it can't be that hard to find your way around. College students do it all day. Yes, on the one hand, college students do it, who perhaps are not the most mentally aware of individuals, and I can say that because for the next 4 days I am one. And... but on the other hand, they are very, very difficult to navigate, as any first-year college student will tell you. The bus to Porkham leaves from the usual stop. Good luck. Okay, I should try and do that. I should try not screw everything up. Speaking of my effects that keep rubbing off, do I still have my cat boon, or does that rub off over time as well? We could get maybe another upgrade or a perk or something as well. Allow me to pet the cat. Indeed. Excellent. I have just realised our characters don't actually have any hands in order to get licked. But never mind, we should just have to avoid the police, so we also don't get licked. Alrighty then, what upgrades should we get? Act earlier in fights. That would actually be really cool. What I really like is something that does my AP better. That does AP regeneration, which could be quite cool. But the muscle wouldn't be much use. Mind you, the mysticality wouldn't be inordinately useful either. Let's hold off on that for a little bit, and perhaps buy a 201 a little later. Alrighty then, there is no messages for us to call. Allow us to see whether the hattery has begun. Indeed. Oh my kitty aunt, again with the Chewbacca, or what is quite possibly a tea cozy. I wish to buy a hat, please. I am Albert, and why aren't you wearing a hat? Have you ever heard the phrase, familiarity breeds contempt? I must say that I have heard that sentence, and never quite understood what it meant. But never... Oh, a driving cap. You don't drive, but it never hurts to have a really aerodynamic hat. I actually think that one would probably be more aerodynamic than this, but never mind. You can't be afraid of what you can't see, and with this on, you can't see half of everything. Is that like the a thing like dealers in a poker game where perhaps? I don't remember that being the idea of that being to restrict your view. I think that would make things rather difficult for you to play. This hat has a real rose on it to be able to stop and smell it without even stopping. Okay, that would give me good stench on if I needed it. And a mail carrier's hat. Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night is going to mess up your hair. Because the hat will have already done it for you, which is why I don't wear them very often. Oh, I feel like we should have a nice hat. I feel like I'm going to get this one for no other reason than I really like the AP, although I'm probably not going to put the bloody thing on. Can I upgrade it with any of my things? What were the things that I used to do that? Those were for the pants, weren't they? Was there anything else that I could... I still can't open this because I still don't have my bleeding letter open, do I? No, these are all for pants, these are for weapons. No, I don't think I have anything for upgrading hats at the moment. I am rather concerned about the damage that this has taken. Perhaps I should have got the... Perhaps I should have got the weapon store, and we could have got a we could have got a new gun instead. Perhaps that would have been a wiser investment. But speaking of investments, you notice the strangely just got a patch of curb next to a sewer grate. A fox probably urinated on it. The concrete appears to have absorbed a significant quantity of magical sewer energy. Ah, excellent, that energy that creates magical sewer poo monsters. It's strange. Stone like this normally is only found very close to ley line intersections and sewers, and ley lines are very different things, almost the opposite of things. I have never balded what a ley line is, but I seem to remember them being referenced in the last game, so I'm going to sit here and pretend like I know what you're talking about, and then I'm going to press the wrong button because I am an idiot. And I'm going to put this on for the sake of getting some of my money back. Indeed, a driving cap. I just look like I'm somebody's uncle going to play golf. Let me put my hat back on. Classic old hat of mine. Mind you, that hat isn't doing a hell of a lot for me. Mind you, without the plus 10 XP. I could counteract that by putting that back on, but I like having the extra items and me. Never mind, it doesn't matter. Let us return to the bus stop and go and get ourselves an education at the place of learning. Where the hell this man's eyes have gone. Oh, not you again, the man who tried to shove some meat into my face for the sake of calling his son. That was not in the slightest bit pleasant. I would like to go to the Sit Campus Porkum, which is an absolutely ridiculous name. Nice music, very classical, and this building seems positively Roman, but I presumably don't have a map yet. No, I don't actually have the map icon up here. You cannot see this, I'm sorry about that. But look, I am pressing the M button. Again, you can't see that. I'm pressing the back tick for all you know. Never mind. It is probably best not to wander aimlessly around the campus. You have to go and find the cursed book, and also hopefully a map. What do you think of places of education? Did you go to college? You slay me. I skipped out on that balcony in 10th grade. Who wants to sit around reading books all day when you could be shooting people? You do have rather a broad vocabulary, regardless. Including words that I don't even think are contained within the English language. Right, let us go inside. What is on fire? Oh, it seems to be you're telling me it seems even less safe for me to be standing here breathing it in. Never mind. The finite hallway? Finite hallway left. Where does this go? You've seen a finite hallway before. Do you really want to go back down that one? Yeah, because I haven't got the faintest idea what you're yammering on about. That's more finite than you expected. This corridor is much shorter and unremarkable that you passed right through it the first time without even noticing. Oh, oh, that's funny. Anything on here? The posters on this board are from years ago. Oh dear. Presumably the previous year group of students were so popular they couldn't bear to change anything. We shall get back to all of that in a moment. Who is this well-mustachioed man? Our founder. Genius Fitzgerald Technology. Why do I get the distinct impression this might be the same school that I went to? Because we had a dream about going to school, didn't we, one of the earlier nights, and I seem to remember seeing that fine face over there. The nozzle of this drinking fountain is clogged up with chewing gum. Oh, how lovely. Alright, I suppose we should go into the first one. You don't have time to poke around in the weird labs, you need to go find the cursed book. Why are you driving me onto this so much? I desire side quests. All of the events listed on this board either happened last month or are going to happen next month. Oh, there's nothing happening now, must be the middle of the spring break. As you enter the library, an elderly man, presumably the librarian, waves to you at his desk. Hello, I'm afraid I don't recognize you. Are you a student here? Oh no, I'm just looking for a book. I'm sorry, the Institute's library is only for students and alumni faculty. It is very important I find this book, though. I do wish I could help you, but rules are rules. You will have to inquire at the admissions office first. Darn it. Okay, do I need to get myself enrolled? Oh dear. These fronds look very educated. These plants grew from the seeds of knowledge. Highbrow joke. Shelves of file boxes, presumably student records. I can't possibly imagine there would be anything more boring in the world, so I would imagine that's exactly what you would find on the shelf of an admissions office. Shelves of filing boxes, probably student records, as the 8-track tape hasn't been invented yet. Ah, that's cute. A little plaque under the photo says, Lucian P. Wormwood, Dean of Students. Those the years he were alive or the years he was working? Somehow I doubt unless he died at the age of 31, poor soul. This is either the admissions clerk or somebody the admission clerks pay to keep the seat warm. I suppose that's creating employment, and during the 1920s, goodness knows that was necessary. Hi, the librarian said I need to be a student in order to use the library, so I guess I'm here to take the most absurdly roundabout route to my goals possible. Ah, well, in that case you'll be interested in an accelerated course then. Our usual undergraduate degree is a 4-year program, but our accelerated program only takes 3. 3 years is still kind of more than I was hoping for. Hours. 3 hours. Oh, good. Okay, I mean, that will take us the next 2 weeks to get through, but other than that, it'll be alright. How much does it cost? Are you from this area? Yes, Plows Keepy originally, but I am living in Ocean City now. With your luck, with the accelerated course being discounted, plus a further discount for local educational incentives, plus a further discount for the fact that we're in the middle of a break and the facilities would otherwise be idle, tuition is 100 mate. This sounds most reasonable. Yeah, a lot more reasonable than the bloody fees I pay. We have also leftover grant money for low-income students this fiscal year. If you need assistance, the grant would come totally free. I think I'm definitely going to take you up on that. Don't mind the fact that I think I've got about 2,000 meat in my pocket. Good. Sign here. We'll get you sorted up. What would you like to take as your major? This is a big decision. Well, since we're on break and a lot of the teachers are out of town, it's actually not that big. There are only 3 options available. Botany, robotronics, or chemicals. Ah, botany is combat, robochemicals is logic, and chemicals is a difficult puzzle. Oh. Is this like... Am I going to have to pass the class? Is that the idea? Hang on a minute. Surely as soon as I'm enrolled I can go to the library, because I need to be a student, not an alumni. I feel like perhaps it isn't quite necessary for me to stand the whole 3 hours in this place. Oh, I don't know. On the one hand, I feel like we should go with a 5, but I don't want to wear my pistol out. We did loads of fighting last week. On the other hand, I've got no logic whatsoever. It was Vulcan as a tea cozy, and I don't think I'd be very good at a difficult puzzle. I suppose I'll go for a difficult puzzle. Next choice, a major, which can be geology, meta-acoustics, or astronomy. Astronomy for a sillier puzzle. Let's definitely go for a sillier puzzle. That will cheer me up a bit. Astronomy. I love to gaze on the great grub. You're thinking of gastronomy. Oh well, I would like to raise on... I'd like to raise on Reach Rub 2. What the hell are you talking about? Never mind. Finally you get one elective. Spiders, culinary science, or physical education. Oh, a stats challenge, management, or combat. I don't like spiders, but the idea of murdering them all sounds quite pleasant. But again, that sounds also too easy and too obvious. I'm curious to know what the management one is going to be like. Let's go for the PE for ME. Nobody says that, and fair enough, it wasn't very funny. The clerk makes a few notes and gathers some papers. Okay, great, that's everything you need. What, you don't even need like my name or anything? Here is the transcript sheet. In order to graduate, you'll need to get each of your 3 instructors to sign it, saying that you passed their class. Okay, when do I get started? Here is a map to help you get around campus with the chemicals building and the vector wing. Presumably where we learn about forces and gravity. Here's your student ID. Don't lose it. That's how Athenia identifies you. Who's Athenia? Extremely good question. It is a blank piece of paper with a pattern of holes punched into it. Apparently the patterns mean something to Athenia. Some kind of newfangled computer that reads punched cards? Campus security is an acronym for Ask the New Electronic Doorway Security System for Access. Oh. That took longer than it should have to click in my brain, but never mind, the penny has dropped now and we can get on with life. Never let the guy who builds a thing pick the name of the same thing. Anyway, welcome to the Seaside Institute of Technology. Just in time too, my lunch break starts right now. She stands up at a desk and leaves with a wave. Can I steal any of her things? Could I not, like, forge the signatures and graduate immediately now there's nobody watching? The admission clerk is out on lunch. A little sign by her desk says, back in March. Oh, spiffing. Can we go to the gift shop? Can we go and buy something from the gift shop? We can buy some incredibly short shorts. Not so long ago, shorts this short would have caused a nationwide scandal. Yeah, that causing a scandal in my brain. Jazz pants are popular with you. What the hell are jazz pants? I've never heard of those in my life. A rack of sturdy branded kitchen breeches. What an excellent word, breeches. I haven't heard that in a decade or two. This is the most coffee cups you've ever seen in one place. Oh, I did need some coffee. I also need to do this for some stupid reason. I'm actually going to close this one properly just because I'm sick of the salad. Hooray! You place the jaws of the pliers around the little hole and wrench them closed. Or ply them closed, well, I suppose. Never mind, it's shut now and we're happy. Ask what the clerk is selling. We have some replica class rings. Gain extra XP from fighting. This is indistinguishable from an actual SIT class ring, unless you look very closely at the carved badges, whereupon you'll see they are not themselves wearing class rings. The subtle difference. A souvenir mug from the Seaside Institute of Technology which has a school motto on it. Summus Valdi Captiosus, which I have no idea what that means, but I'm going to assume that stands for, summon visions of captains, if you have forgotten what Captain Haddock looks like and you need a quick reminder before you go to your sketch artist's class. These jazz pants are flexible and low friction, facilitating any of your shimmying and lindy hopping and whatnot. I don't remember much of that happening in the jazz era, but what do I know? And the kitchen breeches, a pair of branded chef's pants, and a pennant. Hang it on your wall! I suppose I'll have that as a little souvenir. And the sport shorts. Appropriately enough, these shorts say SIT on the part of them that is for sitting. I was wondering when you were going to make use of that joke. What are my current pants? I think my current pants, those are overalls, but I've kind of upgraded them so much that I think perhaps I should stick a hold of these for the time being. Okay, I suppose I'll get a cup for the sake of hopefully getting it translated one day, so let us buy a cup. There we go. I don't think we'll buy the ring because it's too bleeding expensive. What is this contraption? A dangerous looking kinetic sculpture. It's machines like that mean we have health and safety signs up everywhere saying don't stick your extremities in the machinery. Hello, friend. This man presumably is a janitor. Hello, are you the janitor? Been the janitor in this place for nigh on 60 years. You got any questions? I figure I know about all there is to know about these buildings. Well, everything janitorial at any rate. I do have a question, in fact. What is the average decibel wattage of your moppage? Ask about the main lobby, the infinite hallway, the finite hallway, the vector wing. What about that infinite hallway? I haven't seen that one yet. They said I can't start mopping down there till they finished painting it, which suits me, since they ain't never gonna finish painting it, no matter how much clever math tricks they come up with. Super tasks, my foot. What are you yammering on about? I don't remember that class in calculus. And the finite hallway? There's a good little hallway, goes on for a little while, and then it stops. Traditional, easy to clean. I like it. What about the main lobby? Presumably this gets the dirtiest of all the people trudging around with their great big trotters. The one I was almost finished mopping before you came in without wiping your feet. I do apologise. I'm just yanking yours. Ain't no difference to me which floor I'm mopping. Okay, thank you. What about the vector wing? I don't think I've been there yet. Somebody scribbled some weird symbols on the wall next to the Paradox lab. I don't know why anybody want to do a fool thing like that, considering how every classman has got a chalkboard for scribbling weird symbols on it. You couldn't get any paint to cover it over with, because they're using all the paint in the infinite hallway. Had to use chalk instead. Presumably they couldn't get any paint. No, you don't, because they had to cover it over with, so you're covering up chalk with more chalk. Am I the only one who thinks that if you have a problem of having a substance on a wall, putting more of that substance on the wall isn't going to solve it? Unless maybe there was black chalk on a white wall and then you put white chalk on top of it? Perhaps I've disproven my own point. I shall leave you to your moppage, my friend. Can we wander down the infinite hallway? This hallway stretches as far as you can see to infinity, though? Surely not. Perhaps, though, I do not know. Let us go and explore. Notice, the hallway is infinite. Your bladder is not. This is certainly very true. This does not seem safe. As far as you know, this sink is capable of providing an infinite amount of water. It does seem that way, doesn't it? But I don't think that's how it works, really. A steam-powered toilet. You don't see these very often, and it's not hard to imagine why. Yeah, if there's anything I don't need, it's steam when I'm relieving myself. Who's this for? An infinite amount of fluorescent light has faded this painting completely away. What a shame. All of these happened a millennia ago. I guess steam doesn't really work in an infinitely long. Yeah, I guess you won't have pressure eventually, actually. Giddy out. Are you seeing the occasional little kind of judder in the screen? Or at least I was for a while, but it seems to have stopped now. There we are, just there, where I think it might be sort of doing something with the level, respawning or something, implying this is actually real. What? This radiator is doing its best. This hallway is too big to heat. I couldn't agree more. I also didn't realise the silly names on these doorways here. There must be an ending to this eventually. This map is too narrow for you to figure out where you are. I feel like I shouldn't just wander down here for a good half an hour in order to see if I can ever find anything at the other end, but I'm going to try. I wish it was a little easier to read the signs on the doors, but the motion blur is making it a little difficult to read that. Alright. I think I'm about. Let's have a static photon lab. Can we go in here? You have no business in this room. Oh, I can't go to any of them. Oh dear. I wanted to see where they develop those photon torpedoes that don't go anywhere, making them more bombs than torpedoes. But never mind. It doesn't matter. I seem to have made something of a little bit of a tactical error here because I can't actually go into any of these rooms, so now I'm going to have to walk, and by walk I mean float, all the way back. I am beginning to realise that this was a little bit of a stupid mistake. I don't know what I expected. I suppose I expected some sort of a joke at the end of it, but I didn't have the perseverance in order to actually find it. Never mind. Wait, idiot. How did I go past 60 doors for crying out loud? What was I talking about for so long? I'm beginning to have a suspicion that the way it names these doors is just by random combinations of certain different words. Like, some of them begin with professor, some of them have lab at the end, and then it seems to have random combinations of different, I do need a rest after that, my friend, but not in that room. I don't need to have my bum boiled. Yeah, I think it's just a sort of random combination of different words. Alrighty then, let's just see. Idiot. Are we keeping Fort Knox in this room? Presumably. Alright, oh gosh, this again. I suppose we'll reach inside this one. A shadow milkshake that brings all of the shadowy boys to the shadowy yard. Oh dear. Oh yeah, we got that before because I remember reading that and being confused by it. Alright, I guess I can't go in here because this isn't... No, maybe I can go in here. There seem to be lots of different places that I could go. I thought that I wouldn't be able to come in here because this isn't the elective that I picked. This one's further investigation, but somebody else is going to have to do it. Why? Because of my phobia, or because this isn't my electiveness that I elected? This drinking fountain is filled with spider eggs, making it the second grossest drinking fountain you've ever seen. No, I would genuinely rather drink water out of a gummy fountain than drink it out of a spider egg one, because then the spiders would get into my belly button. I wouldn't enjoy that. Can I get in here? May I go inside? ID identified. Access to this doorway is limited to students and faculties in the meta-acoustics department. Oh, hooey. Can I go in any of these? It is a door. Regard it. By regarding the door, you are instructed to disregard it. Disregard the door. By disregarding the door, you render it once again regardable. Okay, I guess we've skipped the old joke of looping these things for hours on end. Alright, I suppose I can't go in here because this isn't the way that I went. Can I look at my student ID in order to get an idea of what I actually picked? No. Oh no, here we are, my transcript perhaps. Chemicals, astronomy, and physical education. Yes, those are the ones. Perhaps I'm in the wrong department, totally? I have no idea. The liberal arts department. Or as we in the UK tend to use the particular whipping boy of degrees. A media studies course. Right then, a photo. Oh, goodness, how scandalous! Although I have just realised that, at least from my perspective of the characters, with the exception of our hats, there's no way of knowing whether anybody's got anything on, so potentially we're all perpetually like that all of the time. I know I certainly was for about 3 episodes, because it was able to find me pants as best I can recall. Right then, a nasty old mop. Grab this nasty old mop. It is a melee weapon and does stench damage. Oh, idiot. That would be a pretty effective way of getting somebody to leave you alone if you started running at them with a mop that was used to clear up the sick of students. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing everybody that a mop does anything other than just evenly distribute the filth on the floor. Actually, that probably wasn't the devil, maybe it was whoever invented the mop. You are making a fair point, my friend, but anyway. Is there anywhere else that I can go? Oh no, I have returned to this place. Okay then. I should probably go into here, perhaps? Oh, now that I think about it, the places I'm probably meant to go are actually probably the chemicals lab and the vector lab and the scalar wing? Curious, and that looks like something to do with the spiders. Alright, astronomy, that was one of my things? I can't even remember. The stupid thing is I remember all the GCSEs I did back in 2017, but I still can't remember my accursed courses. Alright, drink some soda. May I have a soda? The soda machine appears to have been pretty comprehensively tampered with. Some mechanically savvy vandal has increased the price of the soda to an exorbitant 50 meat. I'm not paying that. What is my current moxie? 4. I don't guess I have enough XP in order to upgrade anything, do I? I do, actually. We do have enough XP to buy a thing, we could get either of these two things, but now I kind of don't want them. I kind of want this one instead, actually, because that would up my moxie, which would be brilliant, and give me +3 to my weapons attack, so I'm actually going to go with that one, I think. Yes, I should like to buy the rhythmic precision, so that I can get all of my jazzy movements in the right order. Okay, I only need a couple more XP, and I can get probably that one for the range weapons attacks for the sake of combat. Okay, let's why is there steam coming out of the sink? This drinking fountain seems to have developed a steam leak. You're telling me. And by that we don't mean we're getting free copies of games, even though Gabe Newell has not allowed us to have them. Being near this thing makes your stomach churn. It reminds me a bit of things having planetariums where they've got little planets going around to model the solar system. I do not know. Access granted only and if the door is closed. That doesn't sound like a paradox. That sounds like you can just go in if the door is shut. Oh, but then you open the door, so then you're not allowed in, so then you have to shut the door, but then you can't go in. Oh, okay, I begin to understand this a little better now, which is impressive given how stupid I am and how complicated barbecuing and how complicated paradoxes are. Can I please go to the barbecuing? Hello, friend, what are you doing? This goblin is concentrating on their cooking. That seems positively sensible, but I was rather hoping to have a conversation with you. Never mind. Oh, we could go in here, the physical education room. Yes. Can I go in there, please? Access to this... What? Yes, that's me. That is the me, please. Authorization verified. Access granted. You hear a thump as the door's internal locks disengage and enter. Hello, coach. Excuse me? You picked the physical education as your elective, right? Well, that means you've joined the SIT food fight team. The rest of us got here first and called not it, so you've got to be the coach. Oh. Alright, what's the catch? The catch is, we all get course credits regardless, but you only get course credits if we win the season's big game against our accursed rivals, the Narvard Hurleywoods. Oh, ain't that swell. So I have to teach you people how to have a food fight? Right, a uniform, presumably for uniform checking. Indeed, this is my phase. I suppose I had better get myself horribly prepared for this before I begin my life of education. To be honest, I thought when I came to an educational institute I'd be getting the educated. I would be doing the educationalizing myself, but never mind. The biggest trophy on this shelf is labelled the Gorlado Hargis Zeta Omega Omicron. Sounds like a planet out of Star Trek, but never mind. And also weirdly has a little plaque on it with a map to that particular frat house. Oh. Right, we don't have these in this country, so I must confess I'm got the faintest idea what they are, but we shall go and have a learning. Alright, Athlete Eve, Athlete David, Athlete Charlie, Athlete Bob, and Athlete Alice. Can we get any uniforms from here? After all, what would a locker room be without lockers? It would be a room, both literally and figuratively. Alright, can we see who we're up against? In round 1, you'll be facing off the Hatfield Slop Slingers. What an excellent name. Their roster is Thomas the Tomato Tank, Wilma the Wheat Witch, Philippe the Fig Flinger, Bernice the Banana Behemoth, and Chad the Cherry Chucker. Oh, giddy arms. To battle! Not yet. I suppose we better discuss with these people. Pat him on the back and leave, give him a high five and leave, or smile and leave. I should give him a high five and accidentally slap him in the face. Oh. Wait. I feel like a traffic cop. I'm just stopping the cars as they go by. Alright, I guess there's no educating for me to do, so I suppose I have to have a fight. I don't remember selecting one that involved oh dear. That involved combat. I also love that I'm not involved in any of this. Didn't they say that the physical education one was like a silly puzzle? I don't get what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I can't coach them on anything, so I can't make them better. Do we get like half time or something? I really have no idea. Oh, giddy aunt. The avocado assassin. David the donut doctor. An egg enchantress. Oh gosh. Okay, that's one of them got rid of, but to be honest, we're in worse shape than they are, even though we seem to be getting a lot more healing up. I presume, maybe like if they lose, can I like give them a pep talk in order to like encourage them to fight a bit harder or something? Because I feel like right now I've got no chance of winning this. Would you stop hurling tomatoes at me, you nutter? Oh, well, we've got the numbers on. Well, no, we had the numbers on them. But now we just got heartaches by the number. Oh dear. Run, big face, run! The corn colossus, are you kidding me? How do I win this? You lost, but you can ask for a rematch. You should give some pep talk to the team in the meantime. Is that my only job then? Okay, so now they're all thoroughly miserable. What can I do? Make it really hot. First blast causes on fire. Add spice. Attacks weakened targets or start prep earlier. Attack earlier. Oh. So this is what you meant by a puzzle. I actually have to think tactically when I'm not in the middle of a battle. This is going to be a little tricky. I'm going to go with added a fire effect, because that will burn them a couple of times as they go through the fight. What can we have here? Keep your cool. Attack a little more, attack earlier, or gain an on fire immunity. I don't remember them being set on fire by anybody, so I don't know, the act earlier, I don't know how much useful that would be. It might be more useful like at the end of the fight if we're both down to very low health, but I'm just going to go for a standard little damage boost, I think, and see how that benefits you. Gain power when taking damage. That could perhaps be useful. Weaken the attackers. No, I'm going to go for the basic standard damage things at first, rather than getting overly complicated. Overly complicated tactical things. Right, I doubled his ability to heal. Make friends, always buff Bob first. Never mind about buff Bob, he spends too much time in the gym. Use spices for stronger buffs, or 1 extra buff per game. Let's just go with some stronger buffs. Let's go with relatively basic, ordinary things, and see if we can have a better go at this. Okay then. What could possibly go wrong? Other than everything, the fire effect only lasts once. As long as it lasts every... Oh, that could be quite effective. But the fire only does 1 damage. That's not as good as I wanted it to be. Remove sprinkles? What sprinkles? What? I like sprinkles. I needed those for my ice creams. But no, apparently we're just going to keep throwing eggs at people. Oh, I see. She has good eggs and bad eggs that she can throw at people to heal them and hurt them. That's funny. Okay. I never realised just how boring it was being a coach. You just kind of had to sit there and not do anything for a while. Oh no, those are restorative sprinkles. They're not removing them. They are healy sprinkles. That makes some sort of semblance of sense. But they got lots of fire damages, but that's not really enough. I mean, it's making a little bit of a difference, but not a great deal. She's a real bad one, that wheat waving wallaby. She does a lot of damage to everybody. It'd be really good if we could get rid of her first. Okay, if you could get the lower beardy chap, if you could hit the lower beardy chap next, that would be great. Okay, good. That's the end of you, and that's the end of you. Okay, the fire has actually turned out to be more beneficial here than I thought. Hooray, we won! I don't get anything for that. Okay, I think I need to give a pep talk to the people that got their asses handed to them last time. Times 3 damage versus on fire. Do you mean that will triple the damage that people who are on fire take? Because I think that would be pretty good if we yes, if we have people that are doing damage. Becomes immune to poison attacks twice per round, or healing increases power. Let's do double donuts for double attacks, to sort of double up the amount of damage that you're doing, and then I'll go the wrong way. Okay then, let us see. We have Philomena the pepperoni pummeler, Ollie the oatmeal ogre, Bertha the blueberry bombardier, Jessica the jalapeno juggernaut, and Quinton the quinari quarterback. I have no idea what a quinara is, but never mind. Let's... Oh, Kitty on, here's a big one. Oh my Kitty. Oh my Kitty on. This is a bit busier than I thought the last one was. My word, he's a big one. Okay, wow, that is a lot of damage. Yes, we definitely need... Yeah, keep her alive. She's very important at the moment. Because somebody, I'm not sure who it is, I think it's the guy with glasses in the middle, he kind of gives everyone fire, which is going to massively increase the damage that that the lady with the dark hair, who I keep forgetting all their names, Alice, I think. That could be quite useful. Would you stop chucking turds at me, my friend? He actually doesn't do as much damage as I thought he would. I genuinely thought that big unibrow there would give him great strength. But his large volumes of rickets seem to be doing him severe damage. I just wish I could direct them at who to fight, because we really need to get rid of Beardy, because he's a serious issue in a minute. Come on, just hit Beardy. Hit Beardy! Okay, good, you didn't hit her. Of that I'm grateful. You should have hit Beardy. You need to hit the Beardy! You should have healed yourself as well, mate. You're going to die in a minute. Ouch. We might win this, but I doubt it. Although, no, we might be alright actually. Because by the end, their individual attacks, like the damage they do to each individual person isn't a lot. Their real danger is when you've still got your whole team there, because they do a lot of damage, like, collectively. It, like, sums up to a lot. But never mind, we won that one. Excellent. Let us engage in conversations with these people. Wear a thick jacket, grease up beforehand. Get it's like the end of that quest in Vault 21. Flex your elbows more. Let's just go with basic high damage, I think, until we get an idea of what we are up against. Let's see. Extra damage versus poison. Increased damage and healing or attacks cause poison. I don't think we've got anybody that will give a poison effect at the moment, so... on the one hand, we could do a poison effect, but then we couldn't triple the damage on the poison effect. Let's just go with basic healing and damaging, I think, until we have need to do otherwise. Becomes immune to bleeding or attacks causes much bleeding. Yeah, let's go with a nice bleeding effect. That might be useful. That would be bleeding marvellous, how would that be? Now we have Michael the Mayonnaise Magnus, Jeff the Garlic Giant, Hortense the Ham Hurler, Sally the Salad Slinger, and Thomas the Tomato Tank. Oh, I see, he's moved colleges after being so embarrassed by his defeat at my hands that he got expelled from school and ran away. Right. Yeah, you're the one that... Oh, okay, so we've got a poisoner this time from someone who doesn't seem to have any eyes, which is a bit weird given he's got glasses on. Oh, she's still doing the triple damage against the fire? Oh, I thought they had one individual effect. And then when they lost a game, or when they died during a match... Ouch, that's a strong player we've just lost. When they lost a match, they then lost that effect, but you could give them a different one. I don't think that's the case. I think it's that they get a new one. Probably not if you lose a fight, then you probably just get the opportunity to kind of change the effect of that round. But I think when you go into a new round, you get a new attack, which is kind of cool. That ham is frozen solid and doing a lot of damage. Okay, at least now we can focus our attacks on less people. Ouch. Really want to get rid of that guy, don't I? I can't much say I blame them. Okay, no, stop hitting him. Hit the beardy twins. They're the ones that are damaging us. Crying out loud. Also, is it just me, or does the guy look an awful lot like the guy from Breaking Bad? Oh, for goodness sake. This isn't going very well. They've got a lot more health than I expected. Either that or we're not doing as much damage. Partly because we don't have Alice with her enormous damage. They're just focusing on the wrong person. There we are. Now that you can stop focusing on Mr. Tall, would you please focus on Mr. Fuzzy Face? There we go. That's better. That's what we need. Perfect. Okay, you stand a small chance of getting through this. Come on. Hit him in the face with a big old lob of corn. Excellent. Little hat trick of success there. This is going suspiciously well. Alright, Alice. Floating coach wishes to speak to you. Attack causes bleeding, increasing HP, or increase more damage. Now that I know that she's still doing all of her previous effects, I feel like we should up her HP in order to decrease the, or increase rather the amount of time she can spend on the battlefield. You always seem to do alright, as do you for that matter. Which ones are you? Charlie and Bob. Robert and Charles are doing excellently. Attack causes poison, healing also heals self. That could be quite useful, actually. Lick the donut first. Ew, that's disgusting. That could be quite useful, actually, because then when he'd heal somebody else, he'd heal himself, which means he would survive longer and he could continue to heal other people for more of the fight. So let's go with that one. And what about you? Always buff Bob first and become immune to bleeding damage or gain an extra buff. Let us do some meditations. I feel like that is sensible. Alright, let us continue against Cherry the Cherry Chucker, Bernice the Banana Behemoth, Ollie the Oatmeal Ogre, Quinlan the Unpronounceable Quarterback, and Willow the Wheat Witch. Oh, not the Wheat Witch again. I don't like the Wheat Witch. Interesting that some of the people are getting repeated though. That does actually surprise me. I wouldn't have predicted that was the case. Ouch! Again with these beardy people, they're so very damaging. Might bode well for me though. I mean, I'd be brilliant if I ever got into a fight. So perhaps I shouldn't complain so much. Perhaps this is teaching me more about myself than I ever realised. I literally just want Alice to hit people, to be quite frank, because she does so much freaking damage. It's also really difficult to know whose turn it is, because it just seems like it's randomly going left and right all the time. There we see, she has so much damage, that's really good. I just wish that he would go and heal Alice a little more often, because I feel like she gets left behind a bit. Okay, who's that going to go for? That's going to go for Alice. Good, she's one of our stronger players. We need to keep her. I have also just realised we seem to be on a basketball court, or possibly a football field, judging by the weird line on the floor. But, Yacht. I don't want to know where that banana landed if it caused that much injury. Okay, there we are. Good. That'll keep her alive for a couple more rounds, hopefully. No, hit Winnie the Wheat Wielder, for crying out loud. This is not rocket science, it's very simple. Dear. A coach is allowed to shelter people in the middle of matches, because I feel like I would rather like to do that. She's the avocado assassin. Oh my giddy. If we can get one strike from Alice, we'll bloody hell. That was quite expected, actually. Never mind, we didn't need Alice and assassinating avocados. Man, how many bloody rounds are there, for crying out loud? Okay then, right. You're feeling good. Wish I could say the same thing. You're feeling good as well. Who didn't feel good? Me, because I gave him this bleeding door by accident. We are about to become immune to poison or +3 damage versus poison. Again, we haven't got anybody that's doing poison at the minute. So I think we should just increase your HP for the sake of you surviving a bit longer. Extra buff also heals self, or immune to bleeding damage. Again, let's go for the buff healing herself, so that we can try to keep everyone in the fight for longer. Right then, Philomena the pistachio pelter, Sally of salad fingers, Fleming the fig fielder, Flinger even, Tully the twin tortilla titan. I quite like that one. And Theodore the other twin tortilla titan. That seems perfectly reasonable. Oh, I was expecting two of them to be the big burly ones, but it would seem that was not the situation that we were dealing with. Okay, good. That's a very important thing that we begin. Ouch! Whoa! This is not going to go well, unless Alice survives a bit longer. Thank you for contributing to her surviving a bit longer. Ouch. Are they the... that massive effect that's affecting everyone, like kind of a spread bomb kind of thing, to use a more kind of turn-based thing. Are those the... no, that was the salad. I think that spread bomb thing is coming from the tortilla folks. I could be mistaken, it's difficult to read this. Yes, I think that's coming from the tortilla folks, which is a big pain in my bottom because there's no way I'm going to be able to specifically target them sooner rather than later. Arrgh, this is not excellent. Okay, going on, fire immunity causes damage. The status effects aren't massively useful because they only do a little bit of damage each time. Work on the biceps and do additional damage every time. Although she's already doing loads of damage, what we need to do is make her stronger, really. Maybe +3 to the bleeding damage? Because I feel like one or two of us are doing bleeding damage. Let's go with +3 to the bleeding damage and see if I can get anyone else to cause bleeding damage. Increase HP, attack twice, or gain power when attacking. Let's double the attacks, I think. Give me the old 1-2, you big jawed fella. Attacks cause... oh no. I keep forgetting that the attacks causing poison is useless because we can't do the triple damage to that, but it's better than being immune to poison because I don't think they're poisoning us, so let's just go with causing poison damage. Immune to bleeding, buff... what? Buff weaken random enemy. Buffs weaken random enemy. Oh, you mean the buffs? As in the noun. I thought you meant the verb, as if you were going to buff a weak enemy, which would have been assisting the enemy and would have got you shot as a traitor. I guess we could try weakening the enemies, but I don't think we've been doing very much of that so far, so let us have another go. I still don't feel like we're going to have a very good shot at this, but we can try. Actually, they did... I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen as if you could see that, but never mind. If there was anybody that I wanted to be weakened, it would definitely be the tortilla flingers, or possibly the pistachio pelters. Oh dear. That's a good start. But it's not how you start, it's how you start and do the middle and then do the ending as well. Oh, that was actually really good. That weakening buff actually was more beneficial than I realised. If we could only do that to the pistachio pelter as well, then we'd be in business. But we're going to struggle to do that because she's dead. And I don't know how many times you've tried to buff somebody when you're dead, but it's really rather difficult. Oh dear. Don't have a very good feeling about the way this battle is going to go. I mean, if Alice survives, we might stand a chance. Because by the end of a fight, she is doing so much damage. She is doing so much damage that, okay, good. I was just terrified they were going to hit Alice then. We might win this, because she's only going to do 1 point of damage per time. So long as we can get one hit from Alice, we'll probably be alright. Come on, Alice, kick his ass. Kick her ass. I don't know, just find an ass and kick it. Hooray! Congratulations, you've beaten your hated rivals. Oh, oh. I totally forgot that's what we were trying to do. I thought we were just trying to fight people forever. The local food fight commissioner comes over, shakes your hand, signs your transcripts, and he meant, can I sign my own transcript when I'm the coach? He mentions you can keep playing in the post-session matchup if you want, but you've earned your course credits. Teams surround you, beaming with pride. They shout 3 cheers and dump a huge bucket of pork gravy over your head. That's absolutely disgusting. but fitting. Right then. I don't think there's any reason for me to continue doing this, so I am going to leave, because frankly, that was very, very difficult. Alright then, I still cannot commune with you, which is a shame, but it's good to know that this university is very inclusive. Okay then, what were the other things that I needed to do, given we have a little while longer? We need to find astronomy and we need to find chemicals. Here is the astronomization place. Let us go inside and see what we can find. Here we have us. It is a diagram of a constellation, and definitely not of a big sausage. Then we have some sort of tennis racket, then we have some sort of stick of dynamite, then we have a spider, then we have a coffin, then we have me, then we have Texas, then we have a cuboid, then we have a map of Norfolk, then we have a gun, we have some bombs, we have a tankard, we have another spider, we have a spiral, and we have a little house. Okay then, this is a big classroom. Okay then, how do I win this, please? This must be the teacher. Or at any rate, he's sitting at the teacher's desk, and that's more than enough in order to qualify you for being a teacher. Are you taking my astrology course? Astrology? I thought I was supposed to be in astronomy. Isn't astrology some kind of unscientific stuff? Ah, well, yes. Some take that narrow pedestrian view, certainly, such as the Dean and the Grant Committee. Well, I suppose if you're just here for astronomy, I can give you an edited version of the course. I'm actually in a bit of a hurry, so that would be good. I have 15 constellations on the diagram behind me. Only 12 of them are genuine. All you have to do is mark the 3 false ones. How the hell am I supposed to know that? It seems pretty straightforward. How do I find out which are which? By exploring the heavens themselves. Come again, there's a telescope on the roof of the SIT spider wing. Why do we have a spider wing? Is that for studying spiders or educating spiders? You can get there through the scalar wing. Okay, I thought you were going to teach me how to do astral travel and something. No, I saved that for the 201. Okay, what's this little note here? The world's largest blackboard on loan from the SIT Materials Science Department. Oh, okay. That seems perfectly reasonable. Hang on, these have names. The House, Roberto's World, the giant terrifying space spider, the astral pinsler, the 3 little fishy friends, the gun, the meat. Oh, it's meat. That makes far more sense now that I look at the little picture that's up there. There, I'll figure it out eventually. Dear. Well, at least they've got reasonable names, if nothing else. What did that say? The big pickle. Okay, fair enough. How do I go to the scalar wing? By clicking on it. Would seem to be the way that it works. On your walk across campus, you get the nod from a dishevelled rail rider with a grossly swollen bindle. Howdy, you buy it? I don't know, depends what you're selling and how much you're selling it for. Wares and such. Alright, I shall see what you've got. Good to hear. Now hop on and follow me. Name's Ovid, by the way. Ovid Lobdell. Where's my wares, are you wondering? All at the store. I don't carry my inventory on my back like some sort of cargo ant. Are you coming or not? What is in the bindle then? Which I think is the name of that little few bits and bobs that you keep tied up in a little red handkerchief and a tramp carries on their back with a little stick. I think, anyway. Or I could be wholly mistaken and be making stuff up as I go along, which also seems entirely plausible. With a wink, he genuinely, I'm sure he genuinely does do it, but he also gingerly unwraps the bundle. As soon as the rope is loosened, a massive gust of wind roars out and propels the hobo into a parabolic arch at his destination. Well, that must have been fun. Reminds me of the old horrible history sketch they talked about storing a fart in a jar, except you're keeping a gale and a bindle. Do you sell beds by any chance? What did that say? I didn't, oh, that was the leaving thing. Okay, sorry, I don't know. It's a bit of a barrel blockade over here. Can we go a fishing and see what we can find? A waterlogged backpack. Ew. The reason this has been underwater for so long has been lost to history. A cool prank, disposal of evidence, avant-garde juggling mishap. In any case, some poor student's loss is your gain. Can I open it? Presumably. Ooh, with some unidentified chemicals. Goodness knows what these would do. You don't know what's in this test tube, and you don't know how to find out. We could drink them. We'd probably find out that way. If Skyrim taught me anything, is the learn magical properties of random ass ingredients by stuffing them down your throat. An SIT puzzle ring. Its purpose is a mystery. An elaborate ring full of tiny cogs, sprockets, gears, and other such made-up words. And a SIT barometer necklace. Thanks to you, you'll never again suffer the agony of not knowing exactly what the ambient air pressure is. Not entirely sure why that's helpful, but never mind. So this is a ring, except I don't quite know what it does. That might come in handy for something. But, we shall see. Can I do any more fishing? No, I cannot. Alright. See what else we can buy. And can I interest you in some quality merchandise? It depends on the merchandise. Just some stuff I found. Have a look and see if any of it catches your eye. What's up with all the beds, by the way? University was getting rid of them. Find us sleepers, I say. Can you teach me any hobo code? Oh, sure do. Do you know the one for a free bed? Not really, but that does sound like quite a useful thing for a hobo to know. Alright then. Let's just buy some other things. We have a baseball, which we can chuck at an enemy for a load of damage. A puzzle ring, which we could buy, but luckily I've already got one. A titanium staple remover. Removes its titanium staples, if such a thing even exists. I feel like we need that, but it's bleeding expensive. And given we've already found this, I feel like perhaps we don't need to spend a lot of money on this. We did, however, need to do a jump cut, unfortunately, because I'm still somewhat affected by the tail end of the illness. Right then, a pocket battery, adding 1 XP to my pants. I feel like I've probably already got AP on my pants. I feel like I've already zapped them quite heavily. I don't know where to find them in here. They were the first pants I got, so they're probably going to take a minute to find. Here we are. It doesn't say that it's got an AP bonus on it, so I'm going to get that because it is cheap. What about a Jocelyn Pom-Pom? What the hell is this? Instead of just shaking your fist angrily at the sky, shake this at it, and they won't be any more effective, but it will be more entertaining to onlookers. It has just struck me that it's basically what cheerleaders do. They shake their fists in defiance even though they haven't lost yet. Curious. Some gymnast shoes, we cartwheel everywhere you go, we've got to buy those to see how ridiculous it looks. And this. His Majesty's least favourite poems. Somebody published a multi-volume sort of every poem that George V ever read, if I could even read, in descending order of how much he liked them. This is the last book in the series. I am so gonna buy that. I am so gonna buy that and read this. You're not even interested in the poems of George V sort of likes. There's no way you're reading this. Oh, seriously? I can't even get like a perk of boringness from that. Okay, fine. Let me zap my pants. You insert the battery into the lining of your pocket and jolts of electricity begin to crackle their way up and down your legs. Goodness, I suppose they hadn't invented Viagra back in those days, didn't they? Okay, let's put these ridiculous things on and see how this looks. Seem to be combined with tap dancing shoes, judging by the amount of frickin' noise they make. Okay, let's put the vampire boots back on because they're still kind of cool. Okay then, I suppose we're about finished here. There's nothing else we could see, is there? Oh, I don't believe so, no. Okay then, let's go back to the scalar wing and see if we can find the astronomy lab and have a little look around at the sky before we finish up for the week. Okie dokie. Anything else of interest around here other than places that I'm probably not allowed to go other than here? Hang on, I've already been here. How did I get here? Hey, I am really freaking confused by the places this is going. We'll come back to the hula hoop man in a minute. How have I ended up here again? Okay, this is the front door. How the hell did I end up in the spider lab? Wasn't by going that way. Wasn't by going this way. This capture is called Zero Man, and that's also what you get if you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. Man, that's a bit mean. Somebody worked hard on that in their hula hoops. Okay, I've got no idea how I ended up here in the past, because we've definitely been into the spider wing, because I remember all of this. Okay, how can I get to the roof? Roof access, probably through this door here. It's one of those Athenia locks on this door, but it seems to have been tampered with. Okay, well we can get through it. There are many pigeons here. Hello, pigeons. What the hell? It is putrefied pigeon poop. No, my mistake, it's petrified pigeon poop. Very distinct difference there. To be honest, it's probably both. Right. I think that's the XP we need for another perk, unless I'm highly mistaken. I always keep forgetting where they are. We can get this one, we can get this one. We want muscle, we want mysticality. Which do we have less of? I don't know, we can't see it on the screen. We have equally less of both. Oh, I should probably save it then until I know which one I need more. Stench armor. This is where the pigeons do their business. Investigate. I probably do have something that gives me stench armor though, don't I? What did I have? I had something. I recall it, so I do, and I have completely forgotten what it was. I did have something that gave me stench armor. I know that I did, but I have completely forgotten what it was. Or was it something I was looking at that I could buy that would have given me stench armor? Give me a moment, let me see what I can find. This is really annoying. The best I can do is 2, actually. I could put that on to get 2, but that wouldn't do me a lot of good. What I was getting it confused with was this. I was thinking of this when I thought I could definitely do it. But I think that's a combat item rather than anything else, so we might have to hold off on that for a time being, which is a bit of a shame. I don't know why I'm disappointed by the fact that I can't shove my hand into a load of poo, but other than that, everything's going to be fine. Why is there a panel missing off this one? Whatever these machines do, this one ain't doing it. Indeed, perhaps I can mend that for some confounded reason. I suppose a recent sight here in case we get something stentilicious out of it. We probably don't. No, not really. Just a hot dog. You aren't afraid of pigeons, but you're a little apprehensive about wandering into the middle of a huge crowd of them. And rummaging through their poo isn't in the slightest bit disconcerting. Alright then, we didn't succeed at that, so, we should have to figure out what we've got here. Okay, so I need to, like, make notes. I need to make notes, which means getting some paper, which, is to hand, but is a little difficult to reach without pulling this accursed thing out of my lug hole. Okay, so that is the... That one is the spider. Perhaps I should do like a little drawing of it as well. So that one's the little spider. That one's definitely real. Let's see. What was that? I seem to remember that one was the other way round. That was like... I do remember that one being real. That was like the stick of dynamite with a little fuse coming off it. What else can we observe? Oh, nothing. I can't, like... Oh, no, I can go down a bit. Okay, so this is in the gun one. I'm not going to bother drawing now. I'll just write that one down. What have we here? That is the meat one. That one is the shield one as well, assuming no one has scratched these onto the inside of my lens. These ones are the 3 fish. So that one's real as well. So we just kind of want to make a big list of all of the ones we can find, and then see which ones are not found, and we'll know that those are the ones we need to remove. I'm not sure. I do remember that one being there. I mean, all the ones that we've seen should be there, but I don't remember what that one was called. That was a really squiffy drawing of that muffin or whatever it is. This doesn't seem right. How many of them have I found? 1, 2, 3... I found 6 of them, but didn't it say that there were 12 little ones? Unless there's like other things that I can observe if I like exit and come back, perhaps. Can I observe other things? Perhaps if I move this round or something? No, seemingly not. Okay, it does seem like I've seen all the ones that are here then. Yes. There's nothing else in the middle here. So we'll have to return and see which ones we can definitely mark as correct and which ones we're then going to have to guess about. Unless there's a second... Do you think there might be a second telescope, maybe on the other side of these pigeons? If I could only get through here, but I can't because I've only got the full armour, haven't I? Can I see like a list of my total armour? Yes, I do naturally have 2 sleeves armour, but nothing else. Alright, I guess we're going to have to leave that for the time being. We've still got a few minutes left though, so we should probably go over to the chemicals lab. Maybe I can make like a potion that will give me some stench armor, that might come in handy. On the way to where you're going, you wander into a vacant laboratory and look around. A big chunk of bloodstone ore sits on top of one of the lab benches. From the notes on the chalkboard, you conclude that somebody was trying to prove definitively that you can't get blood from a stone. Contradicts their findings entirely. Using your geological training and also the spoon, you collect some blood from the stone. If they had used literally any other type of rock, their experiment would have been a success. Oh, excellent. This is just the good parts of some blood. I mean, from a functional standpoint, blood is quite good. From every other standpoint, blood is really not the kind of thing you want to have around. Okay, what's up with this spooky tree? Nothing, apparently. It's so spooky my mind won't even comprehend it. This perfect sphere is carved from Mother Nature's favourite chemical, the rock. I don't think I can argue with that. Welcome to the SIT Chemicals Department. You may be interested to know the entire building is made of solid copper from the Federal Treasury donated to SIT because it couldn't think of any use for it. Oh, good. Presumably it's going to go green eventually, like the Statue of Liberty. It is a steam-powered lamppost. We truly live in the future. You can't power everything by steam, you know. Steam is useful for, like, powering locomotives, but not just for, like, creating light. But what do I know? Never mind. Let's see what we can find in here. A copy of the periodic table, it would seem. Make some potions. Can I please make anything that gives me stench? Yes, that was what I needed, wasn't it? I think so, yes. Some stinking salts. Let's have some stinking saltiness. You distill the gulch into a hyper-potent liquid that mixes in various chemical powders until it crystallizes. Excellent. Good, that's what I want. Any other cool potions we can make? That would also work, actually, the perfume here, which I've never quite understood why it's called that. But never mind. We'd have to combine that with the car air freshener thing. But never mind. This should be. Crying out loud, I cannot walk through this place without tripping over psychoanalyzable rocks. Never mind. As you're walking near the bank of the Porkham River, a medium-sized chunk of sulphur laps up onto the bank. It smells pretty bad. Very stinky. What is this? This is definitely the most frustulent of the grulches you've been carrying around. I'm going to pretend like I know what either of those words mean and move very swiftly on. Which is generally a good attitude for muddling your way through higher education. Okay then. Let me consume this. Inhale. Now that I can't smell anything because I burned my nose to bits, we can go through here. We have some pigeon. Why do I want these? A group of pigeons is called a flight. A group of pigeon eggs is called a heap. Oh, wonderful. Now what the hell do I want these for? I have no idea. I don't seem to be able to use them to move this thing. Can I investigate it further? There's no reason to keep wallowing around in this particular load of filth. No reason other than my own stupidity. Okay, that hasn't actually been as helpful as I thought it would be. I thought I was going to get something that would, thank you. That would scare the, the pigeons away, but it didn't happen. Speaking of other things that aren't going to happen, we're not going to be able to deal with the complicated physics equations, because goodness knows I don't understand the first thing about physics. Dear, I didn't do very well in that part of my calculus class. Alright, let's wander around here for a few minutes and see what else we can find. Only 88 of the boxes on this chart have been filled in. Oh, funny, because by that point we hadn't discovered all the other elements. Very funny indeed. The sign says, leave a chemical, take a chemical, make a swap. What would you like to take? I have no idea. Let's go for some stylish gel so that we can make our hair additionally jazzified. What would you like to leave? Some of this, I think, because I think we've got quite a few of those. Would you like to trade anything else? No, thank you, I am finished for now. Who are you? A bronze statue. The plaque reads, in memory of Dr. Ambrose Adams, founder of the Chemicals Department. How very kind of him. Can I go in here? Yes, that is me. I think I'm being allowed in. Excellent. Hello? You are a goblin. Can I read this? You sure hope there wasn't a test on this, because you don't understand none of it. Oh dear, you don't know what any of this equipment does. It looks pretty old, though. Just like the old failure of me to get the mouse off the screen, but never mind, really should turn that thing off, never mind. This book must be pretty ancient. The pages are made of vellum. It's vellum. I have no ideas. I thought books were always made out of paper, even since the Roman era. The book is titled A Complete and Practical Guide to the Various Alchemic Substances and Their Properties for the Use for the use of students in a classroom setting. Unfortunately, the pages are so old and stiff you cannot turn them. Well, shucks. Oh well. The professor is checking over some really complicated-looking mathematical formulas. Formulae. It is definitely formulae and not formulas. I know that much, at least. Indeed, the goblin agrees with me. I also didn't know the goblins could grow beards. It is good to know that they have the ability to be additionally stylish. I suppose I'm supposed to be taking a class here. Good, yes. Very exciting with new student to be having. So much chemicals, Professor Gilbert to be teaching you. Please don't burn me with too many of them. Great, where do I begin? The professor digs around in a box under his desk and pulls out a large lump of yellow crystal. Lemonite? Aha, that is not even a thing. To guessing won't even near getting you. That is sulfur. I should really recognize that given I found some about 5 minutes ago on the beach. Sulfur is a diamagnetic orthorhombic crystal to being, and also multivalent and elemental macronutrient. Should I be writing this down because I don't know how to spell it? Here, an experiment to be doing with it. A chunk of sulfur. An experiment to throwing it in the river and back coming with telling me of observations. Yeah, poisoning river water with dangerous chemicals. That seems like a brilliant plan. I'm sure that one causes any chaos at all. Can I shove rubbish through your little box or not? I don't believe so, no. Okay then, we've only got a few minutes left, but I guess we can perform some significant vandalism by ruining. Why has the moxie gone up? It said 6 before. Never mind. I guess we can just cause some severe damage. I think some severe damage has already been caused by the. Do you mind? I think some severe damage has already been caused, judging by the brain damage all the chemicals in the water have done to the local architect. But never mind. What can we get from here? It is a ladder, brought with some sort of complicated municipal contraption. A fishing rod leaning against the railing, so it was left here because there was something wrong with it. A cursed fishing rod. Oh, that sounds cool. An eldritch runes are etched into the fishing rod's handle, suggesting a sinister provenance. Who was the fisherman who wielded this rod, and what did they use it to catch? We never shall know. Alright, let's chuck some chemicals in the sea. You drop the sulfur and watch carefully. The yellow lump hits the surface of the water with a plop and sinks. Nothing else seems to happen. I shall note it down in my little book. And then get run over. Okay. I feel like this was less of an experiment and more of a chore. But alright. Beep beep. You turn around and see a postman tip his cap to Molly and putter away on his motor scooter. Look, I got a present from my jelly bean up in the big house. What are you yammering on about? The big house, like I mentioned? Jail, you dope. She's spending time upstate because she went off the track doing a bank job and gave her copper lead poisoning. What? She gave me a license plate, 301178, and a handmade shiv and a bottle of toilet vodka. Can ya Adam and Eve it? Oh, I miss her so much. What the hell is toilet vodka? It's like bathtub gin. Just, more suck. That's disgusting. Why did she send you the shiv? That sounds like it would be quite useful, for her to keep for the sake of murdering people to escape, but what do I know? Never mind. Let us return to Professor Goblin and see what we can find. I threw it in the river. What did it do? Not much. It got wet, and then it went down, thanks to gravity. Ah yes, sulfur has density about twice as much as water, and non-reactive to being in with normal circumstances. They look in the box again and pull out a lump of metal with a structure of weird sprangling squares and iridescent rainbow sheen. How about that? To knowing what this is? Is it Bipsmith? Is it Bisquick? Or is it Bibsmoth? Well, because hopefully by the next time we're recording this game, Bib will be back in my lap. Let's pretend it's Bibsmith. Closely, it was bismuth. Right, I'll take your word for it. And your word is confusing, but don't worry about that. This is one of the rhombohedron structures of crystals and is the most diamagnetic of all to being. Kitty, it gives me a headache trying to read this now. It's also much less poisonous than the other ones. Have I murdered my own hands with the sulfur? So pretty. That colours from thickness variations in the oxide layer being. Here, go to the river and putting it in. What, again? Oh, for crying out. Fine, we'll chuck this in the river and then we'll go back again. I feel like you could just give me more than one at a time, but never mind. Walking down a hallway in the SIT's mathematics department, you pass a chalkboard with a bunch of complicated scribbles on it and a circle drawn by that the note says, "Do not erase!" Feeling waggish and rebellious, you erase just the circle. Unfortunately, it turns out the circle was keeping the equations on the chalkboard and it all flies off to attack you. Am I actually going to fight some equations? Yes, I seriously am. A fractions cloud. A prime mover. And an algebra vortex. Excellent. Let's add a saxophone of violence, because what more can you battle mathematics with than saxophones? Shall I throw a rock at somebody? I'm sure that would be a very effective way of killing prime numbers. There we go. And now we'll shoot somebody, or something more specifically. Let's shoot some algebra. I still think my gun's going to explode in a minute, but anyway. Okay, let's shoot some fractions. Quite effective. You got an item, loose integers. What? These a handful of digits. What? Why do I want these? A mechanical calculator. This is a mechanical calculator, as distinct from the organic calculator, which just represents a person who does arithmetic for money. Oh, that's quite funny. Okay, then let's chuck this into the sea and see how much trouble we get in. You drop the bismuth into the river, and it goes kaplunk and sinks rapidly. This does not seem as interesting as I would have predicted this debate. Crying out loud. Oh, for crying out loud, can we stop walking past the physics department? Man alive, I feel stupid every time we pass. Mainly because we never pass in a different sense of the same word. Okay, I disposed of the bismuth. And it sank faster than the sulfur. Correct! Bismuth, nearly to sulfur 5 times the density of having. Anything other than noticed? Not really. Okay, bismuth only in very hot water to reacting. Good job. Thank you. I still don't know why the hell I'm doing this. It's not a very boring experiment, but never mind. Professor Gilbert looks in the box again and this time holds out a lump of silvery grey metal. That's... do not worry. Professor Gilbert's not guessing you this one. Practically everything a silver grey metal to being. That is very true. This one is magnesium. The other one's unlike. This paramagnetic one with hexagonal crystal close packed. Quite. There's also so much of it. 13% of this whole planet is made of it. Is it? I did not know that. I didn't know magnesium was that common. Now you have it. Thank you. This goes in River 2? Yes, to watching it closely. This looks like a rock, but a science guide has assured you that it is in fact an interesting chemical. I'm sure it'll be very interesting. I'm sure we'll chuck it in the sea and it will be just as interesting as all the others. Right then, I think that's about enough for 1 week. So, what a strange place of education. I wasn't expecting food fights. I should have expected the fraternity house. I wasn't expecting so many beds and homeless people. And I wasn't expecting quite so much pigeon poo. But other than that, everything has been good. I suppose it is kind of logical that you come to university in order to have your expectations challenged and your previous viewpoints upturned. So perhaps I should have seen that coming. Anyway, I think that's enough for 1 week. Hopefully, I'm probably tempting fate by this, but hopefully, as I said, this will be the last video I ever record here, so I should be very grateful to see the end of this. But thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.